Funwhole's latest release, The Record Store, follows a new concept that was never seen on any modular building so far. We will have a closer look at the set and what this new concept exactly is. The set was provided by the Funwhole company for review. All opinions expressed here are my own. The Record Store, set number F9058, is Funwhole's latest release, the third set in the Street Fusion theme and the second modular, next to the skate shop. The box already shows one of the introduced changes. It is a multi-form modular building and you can already see what this means. The box cover features the Record Store during night, embedded in a city. On the back you can see the Record Store next to the other modular of this theme, the skate shop. You can find a review on my channel for this set as well. And if you like to buy them, you can use my code CLAMBOUT10 to receive 10% off. On the side you can see all the minifigures that this set contains. In total there are 6, which is 2 more than in the antique store. So, since you know all the hard facts now, we can open the box and see what's inside. Alright, let's break the seal, open the box and have a look at what we can expect inside. As you can see, if you buy Funwhole, you get boxes that are literally full of bricks. There is no space left. At first you see the instructions are at the top, assuring that they don't get damaged. The instructions are divided into 3 parts and it held a little positive surprise to me. We will have a close look at the instructions later. The light kit is packed separately in a box. This assures that no cables or LEDs get damaged. And then we get a ton of packs. The amount is really insane, but in Funwhole sets those contain only bricks. You get multiple per stage, up to 4 or 5. How satisfying is the process of removing all those packs? Oh my god, what a big pile of bricks. This will be a lot of fun. And here we have all the packs together sorted by the stage. For every stage the packs have a second number, but they don't have any meaning. You have to open all of them at once for the stage. There are also 2 F packs inside. They are containing the special parts mainly for the cable routing inside the building as well as the minifigures. For stage 8 I had a pack containing only 1 piece. Probably they noticed that packs for stage 8 had a part missing. Now we focus on the light kit box. It is also sealed so that no parts can accidentally fall off the box. It contains safety precautions followed by 3 packs. Each belongs to the corresponding instructions. Then we have the battery box, which will be attached to the building. You don't have to necessarily use batteries. You could also use the USB port to supply power. Then we have the screwdriver to open the battery box and last but not least, tweezers for plugging the cables, which is especially in this set a bit more tricky than in other sets I built so far. Let's have a look what is inside bag number 1. First of all, you have the main hub. One port is connected to the battery pack and the others are used to power the building. Then for the first floor you have some additional lights that are not part of the main road. Then you have a long cable containing multiple LEDs. This will light up the entire floor. It is also secured separately so that you don't get any knots in the cable. Okay, so time to look at the instructions, and this reveals already the first concept change. You have 3 booklets and each is responsible for 1 floor. This time you can build everything with 3 persons as all instructions work independently. And on this page you can already see how it is divided, but a better explanation follows also on page 7. Then you have the Funwhole typical inspirations page, which explains the story of this build. On the following pages you get the LED light kit explained. To my personal feeling, this section gets longer and more detailed with every set I build. So far I haven't had any issues in understanding how the light kit works. Good job, Funwhole! Here we have the minifigures and how they are assembled, and then we directly start with the build. As always, all plates and tiles have their size in the bubble next to the part. The routing of the cables are very well explained and always have a view from the top so that you can make sure that you did everything right. The build itself is fairly easy and I had no troubles understanding it. On the last page you get a picture of the full set. When opening the second instruction booklet there was a little surprise. It contains construction corrections. Indeed, there are wrong step numbers in the second and the third booklet. But if you follow only the instructions without looking at the step number, you don't need this corrections sheet. Apart from that, there was nothing very interesting in the second booklet. The third and last booklet is for the second floor and the rooftop. Also here, the instructions are fairly easy to follow. In the end, you get an overview of other Funwhole sets. I did a review for the Skate Shop, which is also a Street Fusion set. I have linked it here for you. Then we have all the sets from other themes that Funwhole released. I probably don't have to remind you that if you use my affiliate link, that you support Klemmbau without having any extra cost for you. Just use the link in my pinned comment. Before we have a look at the minifigures, I noticed that this time the minifigures were randomly dispatched in the 2F packs. The pack for the special parts also contained a few minifigure pieces. And here we go. We now have a closer look at all the minifigures. However, I couldn't find any names for them this time. I can tell you that building them is really painful. Unlike Lego, you have to attach the arms and the hands. And the left arm and the right arm are very hard to distinguish, and the same applies for their hands. Adding their hand parts was painful to me. Some parts didn't fit well, and also here, and unlike Lego, you have a left and a right hand. But in the end, the minifigures look super cute and fill the set with life. Time to start building the record store. I filmed the entire first stage to give you an idea how it feels. The set has a dimension of 32 by 32 bricks. However, it is not built on a base plate. As all modulars from Funwhole, the foundation are smaller regular plates. For this set we have only two 16 by 16 plates, while all others are smaller. At the end of the stage you have a small cutout. It is required for the opening mechanism, but at a later stage this gap will be filled with a removable plate. The way how to open and close the building is entirely done on the ground level, and I was very curious if that small connection will fit the entire building. During the building I had some trouble distinguishing the gray and the metallic pieces. You really have to pay attention here. The end of the stage came suddenly, as there were still 11 parts left on my table. Apart from a lot of pieces that were used during the build, there was also a red brick in there, but the entire stage hadn't had any red brick at all. Strange. The first stage is ready. We have done the basement of the set and already prepared some minor things. We have a table with discounted items as well as some tapes. An advertisement for the spin club and a cassette recorder. In the back you have a trash can with a trash bag. And for the first time the set is not entirely covered with tiles. To me, the trash looks a little bit lost. The open-close mechanism works pretty great, and it's divided by 1/3 approximately. This time there is no separate bag with bricks with patterns. All printed parts and also the printed parts that span across multiple parts are now part of each stage pack. However, they are packed separately to protect the print. Also, the big glasses for the shopping windows are packed separately to avoid any scratches. The smaller items, however, are just part of the pack. You may already wonder why the entire floor has only tiles. At least I did. In fact, the interior also follows a new concept. The interior is now built on a base plate, and you can easily remove and place them in the building. How that works, you will see later. This time we had some bricks as leftover parts, as well as another red brick. After finishing stage 2, we now have the walls of the ground floor. So far no lights or cables placed, but we already prepared the cable duct. Inside we have the removable stairs. In stage 3 we add the whole lighting and cable management for the first floor. I have the feeling that this time the cable management is focused more on one stage instead of spread it across multiple. In my case, the cable management was not as perfect as usual with Funwhole sets. In some places the cable was a bit too long, while in other places the cables were pretty short. The buy-sell trade box was tough to install as the light plate was barely attachable. After finishing stage 3, we now have the entire ground level done. We added all the lights and this wonderful sign. The battery box is attached on the side, however it easily falls off if you touch it too hard. I think in the other sets this solution was much better. But now let's do what you all have been waiting for. Turn off the studio light and turn on the set illumination. The Spin record signs has its own 2 lights to showcase the banner. On the side we have the lovely ATM and the records box, which also presents the graffiti underneath it. For the inside we have a bunch of lights as well. Unlike other sets, we have to build the street sign already now and not in the last stage. In stage 4 we built the removable interior. In this case it's the store itself. The store really has a lot of records to sell. Also you have a record player and another cassette recorder. In the end we built the place for the cashier, et voila, we are done with that stage. At the bottom it has a recess, so that it stays in place. The adding and removing of that area works pretty well. What do you think of this new concept? As the last step of the stage we built a removable DJ pult for the back. It features a fan and 2 turntables and it has no tiles at all. Also this time a red brick was left in the spare parts and a cap. That is pretty weird. Let's have a look at the whole ground level since we completed the first instruction booklet. And of course we have to see how it looks at night. The records are pretty well illuminated. Now the second booklet starts. We built the frame for the studio. We built roughly 70% of the walls plus everything that belongs to the walls. The wall with the yellow and green windows is built separately and attached to the base. This marks the openable part of the building. While the left side already has a floor, the right side is spared out for having another removable interior. Also here we have a nice double door protected with a sun cover. Around the building we have some kind of a balcony. It's a bit suspicious that there are 2 knobs, but nothing is attached there. Will something come later? Also here we have a red brick as a spare part. My collection grows. Stage 6 just completes what we have started last stage. We add a globe sign next to the door, complete the walls and add some nice printed tiles to the wall. A stair to the next level was also added. Honestly, to me this stage feels a bit unnecessary and it wouldn't be too bad if it would be merged with the previous stage. However, in the stage we also add all lighting for this level. And we have a cat left. I keep it. Maybe we need that cat later. In stage 7 we built a studio which will be pushed into the first floor. This is also a fairly small stage which is quickly done. Once this is done, we push it into the floor we built in the previous stages. This works quite well and looks great together. Now we can attach the entire level to our building. Let's try how the opening mechanism works with this level attached. But first you have to remove the DJ pult, which I forget most of the time. But if you forget to remove, you cannot open the entire house. Let's have a look during the night. The studio is nicely illuminated, however it would be so cool if the red in-use plate would be illuminated too. But in general it looks pretty fantastic. In stage 8 we start with the second level, and again we build a room partially. Not only that we have the cutout for the removable interior, this time we built only one of the 3 walls. This was probably the smallest stage at all. In stage 9 we finish what we started in stage 8. Actually I feel that those 2 stages could be merged into one, like we had with stage 5 and 6. Also here we continue and finish the walls along with implementing the lights and the cable management. A highlight to me is that illuminated picture. That looks just great. The leftover parts are a bit strange to me. To the standard red brick, we got also one brown plate modified, which is quite uncommon part to be spare. Did I miss something? When you attach the building, you have to take care about the ladder. It might be in the way and disturbs the attaching process. Now everything is connected, we can have a look how it looks with all the lights. Stage 10 is another smaller assembly. It represents the interior of the second level. It features the lounge with couches, a record player and some records. As an Easter egg you have a Funwhole box of the camper van, as well as a 2x1 tile with the Funwhole logo. Let's push the lounge into the previous assembly. As you can see, this works quite nicely. For this room you could also simply remove the entire front wall to have a look into it, which is a nice second opportunity for having a look into the building. We have already reached the last stage where we have to build the 2 roofs. First we start with the big roof for the top. It features a big advertisement plate for the Chimney Music Club. Is this already a spoiler for an upcoming set? This advertising sign is illuminated with 2 LEDs, so that you can see this as night as well. On the top we just placed a tiny bird. How cute is that? The second roof is much smaller and for the level below. It features a small antenna. So let's just add the roof and we are almost done. When adding the roofs, make sure that you first add the lounge and only then the second roof next to it. I tried the other way around and had some troubles attaching that second floor. Indeed, the very last step of the set is to add the cat, which we got at the 6th stage. Alright, we are done. Building the set was a fantastic experience. However, I had some issues with the cable management this time at the ground level. Personally, I like the new concepts of opening the building, removable floors and walls. However, I could understand that especially if you build a city, it might be better if you just have walls that can be opened, as you don't want to move the building at all. What do you think about this new concept? It would be very interesting for me to see whether you like it or not. The set by night looks fantastic, and if you have placed it standalone, you could even open and admire the set with lighting from the inside. One of the biggest criticisms at the antique store was that you couldn't look at the beautiful lighting inside. In this set, it is a big improvement compared to the antique store. There are a lot of parts left. This might confuse you as there are really some uncommon parts left. Apart from that, you get a spare part for every LED. So if you have a LED with a round tile, you get a round tile without a LED as well. You also have plates where the plates with patterns were attached to. And this time we had 11 red bricks, one for each stage. I asked Funwhole, and if they answer, you will see it here on my channel. You may have seen it already in the minifigure presentation. Indeed, I built from the spare parts a small booth. A video of how to build it yourself will be published soon, and I will link it in the description as well. Let's compare this set with the previous releases from Funwhole. Compared to the skate shop, which belongs to the same theme, this is much bigger. We have one more floor and also the base plate is a bit wider than for the skate shop. The building itself is also bigger and we have one more floor. Both sets look great together in my opinion, especially if you turn on the night mode. Compared to the antique store, it looks much better. While the antique store looks much more massive, the record store is more spread up into all kinds of different parts. You have a balcony and ladders on the outside. Using real windows is a massive upgrade to the looks of those modulars. You can really observe how Funwhole improves from set to set. Let's summarize everything that we have seen so far. The record store is another great set of the City Fusion theme. It follows some new concepts like removable levels and that you can open and close the building. Unfortunately, the removal of each level is still a bit difficult as the power bridge sticks together a bit too tight. You have free instruction booklets and you can build that set with 3 people in parallel. As for all Funwhole sets, you have no stickers at all and really a lot of very nice prints. However, for the first time, everything is not laid out with tiles on the ground level. This looks a bit incomplete to me. But maybe this is intended as a reference to broken pavements in the 70s. A highlight is that set in the dark with all the lights turned on. And my personal highlight is that the light behind the art piece. This looks just too cool. Overall, I enjoyed the set really much and I can highly recommend it to you. If you liked my video, don't forget to press some thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more reviews. Have a great day and goodbye.